Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. This is it.
This is Top Flight Time Machine. I am Andy Hotbody Dawson. Pow, pow, pow.
I'm Sam Nifty Delaney. So what?
Welcome along to the Monday morning episode. I'll begin with a question for you, Sam. Sooty is coming to the Darlington Hippodrome in April.
Okay.
I've just had a look. There is one ticket available left in the front row. Should I get it?
Yeah, because the front row even better. I mean, needless to say, it is all about sweep. Like, Sooty, fine. I ain't got a problem with him. Or Sue, although Sue is a bit annoying at times. But
yeah.
It's all about getting close in the vicinity of sweep. That's what it's all about, a situation like this.
The Cosmos has been providing Sooty content today because I was driving my boy to school earlier and we listened to Absolute 80s in the car and Queen's I Want to Break Free came on, and someone, I can't remember who it was, someone pointed out on Twitter a while ago that the guitar solo in I Want to Break Free sounds exactly like Sweep.
Yeah.
Sooty Cosmos. And then I saw a tweet about Sooty, because I follow Sooty obviously on Twitter, and I thought, I wonder if Sooty's doing any live shows. And I looked, and he's on tour with the gang.
Well, I'll look if he's in London for sure.
Well, he's got to be, hasn't he? And one seat. They've sold about 6 or 7 rows already.
Right.
But there's one seat left. I'm just
go for the front
now.
row, because Sweep is bound to do something fucking demented. Right, deranged. And if you're in the front row, it could actually involve you if you're lucky.
It could involve me. I might get dragged up on stage to join in.
Yeah.
But I'm just worried that it might be regarded as slightly
noncy. You got to take one of the kids.
Noncy is the word I was dancing around, to be honest.
Yeah, no, you got to take one of the kids. I know the kids are too old as well, but at least it's some sort of cover. Because if I check out in London, I'd definitely take my mum, who is like she can only be described as a fucking super fan of Sooty and Sweep. Yeah. So it's in that once Sooty and Sweep and Sue and their handler came in to Talk Radio once when I was doing Drive Time, my serious political discussion show on Talk Radio Drive Time, and I said, yes, of course I will interview Sooty and Sweep. And I pre-recorded an interview with them. But the main reason I'd agreed to do it...
Did you have to pre-record it in the same way as like they had to pre-record Sean Ryder on TFI Friday?
In case Sweep in particular just went fucking ape shit and started wrecking the studio. But so I did it. But the main reason I'd done it was because it was my mum's birthday coming up. And I got them to record a special birthday message on my phone. A video message from my mum. And that was what the whole thing was about. My mum loves them all, particularly Sweep, and there's actually a story which I haven't told before, but I've hesitated to tell it, but I'll tell it. I think it's fine. It's like one of my mum's best friends, when she worked at an office, this would have been like in the late 80s, and she'd been working at this place for about 6 months as a secretary, and she'd made good friends with another woman there who was Indian, right? And and that's relevant, by the way. I'm not just racially profiling everyone in my anecdotes from now on.
No.
Although I did have an accountant who used to do that. Or he was my accountant, but he didn't do it to me. He did it to another mate of mine who, whenever my mate was sending him a business story, this accountant was really posh and old. And he'd just say, so I'm working with this client called So-So. And this accountant would always stop and go, is he black?
Yeah.
And my mate would go, no. Asian? No. Okay, carry on. Like that.
Okay,
really weird. In the end, my mate was like, listen, why'd you keep asking this? He goes, I like to picture everyone that we're talking about in a conversation. And my mate said, you can't be my accountant anymore. You've got to stop. You're a racial profiler. I can't have that in an accountant.
But my accountant has recently increased fees by 145%.
You're joking.
I don't think my accountant can be my accountant anymore.
Hang on a minute. It might be based on your... sometimes they just adjust it on what your income is from one year to the next. So if it's changed radically... Anyway.
Fucking no. Well...
Yeah, that's not on. But anyway, my mum was leaving this office where she'd been working for 6 months, and she's got this stupid thing that she used to do where she'd go, night, night, so-and-so, night, night, as she walked past each desk, right? Or stuck her head in an office, and she'd go like, night, night, John, night, night, Sarah.
Like at the end of the Waltons.
Yeah. But she reckons it was from back in the day when she was a kid, Sooty and Sweet used to go, night, night, Sooty, night, night, Sweet.
I remember that now.
She walked past her mate, and this is her best mate in the office. But they're new friends. They've been friends for 6 months, but they're really close. She's the only Indian woman in the office. And my mum walks past the office, sticks her head in, and goes, night, night, Sooty. Right? Now, this friend of hers had never seen Sooty and Sweep, never fucking heard of it. And so she thought my mum was just calling Sooty.
Oh, fucking hell.
And this woman goes, what did you call me? My mum's gone, like in Sooty and Sweep. And this woman's gone, who the fuck are Sooty and Sweep? Of course, there was no YouTube in those days for her to quickly call it up and provide the evidence. But the woman knew my mum was a nice person and not racist, so she gave her the benefit of the doubt. And then they went and canvassed the opinion of other people in the office, say, what did they used to do? What is Sooty and Sweep, and what did they used to do at the end of Sooty and Sweep? And they got 3 or 4 witnesses to verify it. And the woman was like, look, it's fine. I knew there had to be an explanation.
I'd have thought Sooty and Sweep would have been in the in the brochure they give you when you first arrive.
Well, you would have thought so. And questions were asked of HR.
List. Yeah.
Personnel, as it would have been called in those days. Yeah. So that was awkward. Hey, mate.
Just before we move on, Sooty, the nearest shore to you looks like Dartford.
Fucking hell.
They're
Isn't
not
that
playing
where the
anywhere
Rolling
central
Stones
London.
are from? No.
They're playing in and around like Reading, Peterborough, Stevenage.
No,
nothing. Not you think they'd be playing the London Palladium. You think they'd be on stage at the London Palladium, but
Sooty live shows. They don't come to London. Maybe they've got a problem with London. I don't know.
They might have had a run in with like the gangsters
not in the south coast? Crawley.
Yeah.
Crawley. Not quite sure where Crawley is. Sounds like it's in the south.
I drove near Crawley last week when I drove down to the Darts, so it's off the M1 somewhere.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I don't.
But
no, it looks like they're much more popular in the north than the south.
I think they've had a run-in with the gangsters who run Theatreland in central London, I think. They've refused to pay
they wouldn't let them wet their beak.
The kickback.
They wouldn't let them wet their beak. Sue said, they said they gave me a message saying they wanted to wet their beak. And Sweet was like, fucking went mental about it. Oh yeah, they want to wet their fucking beak. You go back and you tell them, I'll wet my fucking beak. How about that?
I'll wet my fucking beak in St Albans.
St Albans I could go to. Eastbourne.
Do you at the seaside?
Yeah,
but
not too
the
far,
shows are. We should probably find one in the centre of between
and
us and go together
on a TFTM.
They're during the day.
Works trip.
The shows,
like when we went to Sparks.
Yeah, they're during the day. They're not in the evening.
Oh, that's extra nonsense, isn't it? Oh, look at this at the bottom. They've got other live shows. Basil Brush, no current tour dates. Well, you know what happened now. I bought tickets for me, Len, and my mum to go to Basil Brush at the Barnes fucking whatever it's called, Arts Centre. Fucking show got cancelled because not enough tickets had been sold. I was fucking fuming. I was fuming not with Basil Brush, of course. I was fuming with my local community for being so fucking dull that they'll happily go and see fucking Shakespeare in the Park, some god-awful production of the fucking Tempest, right?
Yeah.
But they won't go and see one of the greatest fucking cultural icons and artists of our fucking generation.
You should also be livid with the booking agent for booking a venue that was clearly too big for Basil Brush.
It's quite a small venue, to be fair.
Oh, shit, really?
I mean, I reckon he'd sell out, in his defence, I reckon he'd sell out much bigger venues in other parts of the country. But I sometimes think, I don't know, people around here, maybe they just don't find Basil Brush funny, and that's obviously a problem.
Newark's close to Nottingham, and Nottingham seems to be our central ground.
Yeah. Okay.
So Monday the 8th of April, 2:30 p.m. the Palace Auditorium in Newark.
I'll meet you at 2:30 p.m. in Newark to watch Basil, to watch Sooty and Sweet.
We'll meet you at 2 p.m. We'll have a cup of tea first.
Yeah, lovely.
Fucking hell, 21 quid. Shit.
It's a lot for a daytime show. I mean, I hope that is the Easter holidays. They're not just putting it on outside of in term time, so it's literally adults only show.
The tours seem to be on in term time, but these are for preschoolers, really.
So weird.
The shows are all on
preschoolers. Yeah,
I mean, it's not for men with an average age of 49.
As far as the algorithm's concerned, we're overlapped with preschoolers. It's depressing, isn't it?
There are
not
boxes.
Really, though.
There are boxes available for 100 quid.
Yeah.
4 seats.
Do they lay on like a platter as well in the box when you get there?
No, I think you just get to sit in the box.
Yeah.
We could have 2 tickets as a prize, a competition prize, to Top Flight Time Machine. To sit
with us. Yeah.
At the Sunday show.
Yeah,
we'll discuss that later on. We'll see if that's feasible. Is it tax deductible? Ask me accountant if it's tax deductible.
Oh, fucking hell. I hope he answers the phone to you if he's charging that fucking much.
I'll just get charged 90 quid for the advice.
I've been trying to get hold of my accountant because sometimes you do something. It's a tax time of year, and sometimes like you pay your tax, and you think, brilliant, I've paid my tax. That's great, all up to date. I feel brilliant, and then like next year he'll go, yeah, you owe X amount more this year, and I go, why is that? Well, the problem was last year, the way you paid your tax from this account into that account suggests this, that, and the other. So you've done it wrong. You paid it wrong. And therefore, they're going to charge you an extra 10 grand or some bullshit like that. And I'll be like, part of me thinks, and they always turn the blame on you, the accountant. And I always think with an accountant, it's like this. Look, let's fucking start from this position. I know as much about fucking tax and accounting as you fucking know about doing a fucking daily podcast about digging and puppets, yeah? I.e. nothing. I'm the fucking expert in one field and you're the expert in another, right? So if you were making a fucking podcast and you come to me and go, I forgot to be funny, or is it necessary that you have to actually record it, or some bullshit like that, right? I would feel responsible that I hadn't told you that because I'm the pro, right? Similarly, if I come to you and go, I paid it from this account to that account, that's how the tax got paid, and then you turn around next year and go, sorry, you've cost yourself 10 grand. That's fucking your fault, not mine, right? Yeah. So I'm on the blower to him. I'm emailing him, been emailing him for a month saying, mate, how do I do this? I want to do everything exactly how it should be done. I don't want to miss a single thing.
Pay the minimum amount of legal tax.
Every year, there's something comes and bites me on the arse, right? Because I've done something a bit wrong. And they're always like, turn it around and go, you made a mistake. Yeah. Listen, I can make mistakes all day long on my own. I've not got a problem with making mistakes. I'm a fucking expert
tell me
at
not
it.
To make them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The reason I pay some cunt, right, is to stop the mistakes from happening. Oh dear, you fucked up there, haven't you, Sam? That's another fucking 10 grand to the revenue. And by the way, as well, we're going to have to charge you extra as well now because you've bothered us with a couple of phone calls about it. Oh dear. So it's not going to be a very good year for the Delaney's, is it? You fucker. Anyway, no, he's all right, really. You just set me off now.
Yeah.
Talking of expense, though, fuck me, mate. The car had to go in for a service just before Christmas. One of its regular services, right? And it's one of them rip-off numbers where if you don't get it done by the manufacturer, then your car will decrease in value and no one will want to buy it. But guess what? The manufacturer service costs 3 times as much. Yay! Bad luck. Fucking rip-off Britain. But I do it because I'd already signed up when I got the car for one of them packages that you get a certain amount of services for a flat rate, right? Whatever. Right. Comes back, fine, clean bill of health. Apart from, they go, listen, you do need a new set of tyres. I've gone, fucking tyres. It's always fucking tyres. I'm tired of tyres. And they go, but to be fair, I could tell they weren't bullshitting me because he goes to me, listen, I could do the tyres for you here. We would mark them up. We'd give you the most expensive tyres available, and we'd mark it all up. He goes, at the end of the day, he goes, you could get, there's this company called, I mean, like, I'm going to give them a plug now. I don't know them anything, quite the fucking opposite. But there's this online thing called Black Circles. And you just type
I've
in
used that.
Yeah, and they come round. He's coming round today. That's what I'm talking about. He's on, I've got to keep an eye on the doorbell thing.
Going to do them at your house?
They come to your house.
Fucking
no extra charge either,
now.
mate. Yeah. So you just... So I go, fucking hell, how many tyres? All 4.
Yeah.
And I knew he wasn't ripping me off because he went, look, go and get them somewhere else, not from us. But I'm telling you, it would fail an MOT. Those tyres are getting bald, right? Fuck. So I go, listen... Do I have to get whatever the fucking tyres it is that the manufacturer use, or are they going to do me on that when I come to trade it and go, oh, sorry, you've got the wrong tyres. Your car's not worth fuck all now, you
worth
daft
zero
cunt.
now.
Yeah. Oh, dear, you've made a mistake on the tyres. How
I'm going to have to
unfortunate.
crush your car.
Yeah, into a little box and you can take it home and keep it on the mantelpiece. So at least you'll have a memento. That's something.
Never mind, I have to remind you of your mistake.
Yeah, fucking everyone's reminding me of mistakes all the time.
Jalapeño.
Here's a brief but annoying message to let you know that you wouldn't be hearing this brief but annoying message if you were a subscriber to our Iron Filing Society Patreon offering.
For the price of a pint and a St. Clement's each month, you can get up to 4 episodes a week, 9 months before the rest of the world gets them. Early access to regular episodes, lots of other marvellous benefits, and there's absolutely no adverts or brief but annoying messages like this that will get right on your tits.
Find out more and subscribe now at tftimemachine.com/ironfilings.
Jalapeño. Jalapeño.
Anyway, you've got your league table of tyres, haven't you? So up the top, what you got? You've got your Pirelli, your Michelin, your Goodyear, your Continental. Have I left any out? Would you say those are the like elite tyres? I'd say Pirelli first. They're the best, aren't they? They're the best because they're Italian.
Yamaha.
No,
Tyres.
they don't do tyres.
Tyres, keyboards.
Greg's, right?
Oh yeah, fucking. What is it? What was the first one we said? The Michelin.
Michelin.
They do fucking tyres and restaurant reviews. What?
Yeah, fucking weird. Then you got, if you go on Black Circles, there's a load of others, right? That are like you haven't heard of, and they're all like Chinese sounding ones, and they're like half the price. And you start to think,
I think it's like buying wine in a restaurant. You buy the second least expensive.
Well, I wasn't sure. I thought if I was really tempted by these cheap Chinese tyres, right? But then I thought, is it like getting tyres off of Wish and they're not really made of proper rubber? They're made of some other fucking substance, rubberette, right? Manufactured in fucking Taiwan. And like, you know, there's a little terms and conditions in small print that they only fucking never go on a journey over 10 miles at any one time or they will start to fucking melt. Right.
They're made out of like reconstituted animal guts or something like that.
Yeah, or like, you know, when you're like playing Mario Kart and they let you choose your tyres.
Yeah.
I always go for the biggest ones, obviously.
Go the massive ones, yeah.
But fucking massive ones, right? Make you sit up really high. Like, why would you think any other?
They're the best, aren't they?
But you can get some that are like really shit and wooden. I thought, I don't want fucking wooden tyres. Anyway, I was on Continental. But they've worn down, so I'm not happy with that because they're only a few years old. So I've gone for some Goodyear. I got a deal on Goodyear's because they were offering a big discount if you got 4 at once. But we're still talking 600 quid.
Oof.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's like I and I hard, mate, because it's not due an MOT. So no one's going to arrest me for having these tyres. But at the same time, what if I'm out with the wife and kids and the tyre, I try to brake on a wet road and the tyres are too bald and I just like the whole car fucking blows up and we're all dead.
The doors fall off. Yeah.
We're all dead, or even worse, the other 3 are dead, but I'm alive. So I'm left with the guilt.
That's the worst.
That's the worst.
You have to take a couple of weeks off the pod.
Why did I... And that's going to cost me money and all.
Exactly.
So suddenly you're losing, right?
Yeah. What about me?
Yeah, exactly. You'd have to draft in Danan, and he charges more. Yeah. So like I've gone for it, and they're coming any minute soon. But Tyres, fucking minefield, aren't they? I mean, we could do we're doing a life logistics this week, but you could do a tyre logistics. You could do a whole week of that.
You've got to think
just
about
devoted to tyres.
You've got to think about it, though. You're going to have to fork out that £600 now for them tyres. When's your MOT due? Like 4 months from now or something like that? You would then have to pay the 600 then, as well as the MOT and anything else that was wrong at the time. You're spreading the cost.
In the end, I nearly cancelled it, having already booked it. And I said to my sister, I'll just fucking cancel it, save myself £600. She said, end of the day, we need the fucking tyres.
Yeah, you got to get them.
You got to get the tyres. And she went, and I said, what, the geezer was bullshit? And she went, why did he bullshit? He's not making any money out of it. He went, look, these tyres are fucking bald. You better get them replaced.
You can look at them yourself, do the 10 pence test on them, whatever that is.
Yeah, I couldn't be bothered doing that.
Yeah.
Sounds really boring.
Yeah, you can generally tell. You can generally tell when they're fucked. But yeah, it's got to be done. It's like buying toothpaste. Just imagine it's like buying toothpaste. You've run out of toothpaste. You need some more. It just doesn't cost £600.
Or incidental brushes. Those are the little brushes on sticks that I have to use between my fucking teeth to stop my fucking teeth from falling out. A lot of good it's done me. You know I've lost both my peanut teeth anyway. And those incidental brushes are not cheap, mate. It mounts up. If you're using one every day, it fucking mounts up.
They are the tyres of your teeth. If you
they are.
The tyres of your mouth.
Yeah.
If your mouth
they
is
say
a car,
the gums are the tyres of your mouth, and your teeth are the what do you call them? The rims. The rims.
The rims of the tyres. All right. Okay. Yeah.
What are the metal bits in the middle of a tyre? They're your alloys. Right.
I don't know if that's the right word.
They're mainly for show, really. They're not of much practical use, but they're for show.
You don't need them.
You don't need teeth.
Of course you don't.
Any sort of food can be sucked. It's just a matter of patience.
Yeah, you just liquidise everything.
Yeah, or you could get a whole raw carrot, and if you were fucking patient enough and you had enough time, you could suck that completely. Right?
Yeah, you could use your gums to break it down. Your toothless gums.
It's all about how much effort you're willing to put in.
If you didn't have any teeth, it was just gums. Your gums eventually would harden because nature would take its course. You'd be able to
Yeah, they'd be as strong as teeth, if not stronger. You
could boil the carrots first until they were quite soft.
What about, like, in Brazil, the kids in the favelas and down on the beaches, all that business, in Pele's day, they couldn't afford shin guards. So do you know what they did? They took glass bottles, and every morning they rolled these glass bottles up and down their shin bone in order to flatten, strengthen, and effectively numb the shin bone, thus creating natural shin pads.
Right, wow. So then if their shins got kicked the fuck, they wouldn't feel it.
They didn't need shin pads because they'd created shins that were like impenetrable. And they did it by rolling glass bottles on their shins. So it just goes to show the body, like if you read The Old Origin of Species by Darwin, that fucking bullshitter, right? He'll say, everything evolves and adapts, but takes good 1,000 years minimum. That's bollocks. You can do it in a couple of weeks if you're patient and consistent enough.
Yeah. Is there a chapter about shins?
Yeah, there is. He does the whole thing. He studied shins in the Galapagos Islands, but he was only there for about a fucking month, and he was studying the shins of some of the local turtles. And I'm like, for starters, I don't think turtles have shins, you cunt. So straight away, I smell a rat.
When you were a kid, when you were like a teenager, you used to play football like up the field or whatever, or in the park with your mates. Yeah. Would you wear shin pads?
No, but I did. I got some for Christmas. Exactly. West Ham ones, and I wore them at school. Wait, I'm putting on my shin pads. Come on, PE teachers like this. Come on, I want you all out on the field now. Why are you? Come on, Sam. What are you fucking doing? Wait, I'm just putting in my new shin pads. I don't give a shit about your shin pads. I got them for Christmas. They're West Ham ones. You fucking little shit. Get out there. Forget about the shin pads. No, I have to put them in. They're brand new. I've been excited about wearing them.
But yeah, you play when you were a teenager. You didn't wear fucking shin pads. What's these Brazilian fuckers wearing shin pads for on the beach?
Well, they weren't. They had natural shin pads. Well, I don't know. Maybe it was
protection for.
I think it was rougher.
They were meant to be skillful. They were meant to be skillful.
We're talking about the favelas here. This is a rough environment down on the park.
Bullshit.
We were we were all fucking playing in our like normal school trousers or at weekends jeans.
You can't
I
tell
don't
me
think I
Shiny
ever
Raw
changed.
wasn't
I think I was
rougher
in
than a
my
favela.
20s before I started bothered getting changed into fucking anything sporty to play football in. I just played in street clothes.
Look, you can't tell me Shiny Raw wasn't any less rough than a fucking favela. Bullshit.
Well, I don't know. Have you seen City of God? They were fucking shooting each other non-stop.
What, in the favelas or in Shiny Raw?
I don't think there's any scenes in Shiny Row. Oh, talking of the roughness of the Northeast, what was the derby like on Saturday?
Oh, fucking hell.
Was there any good aggro out on the streets before or after?
Nah, nothing. Nah, it went off peacefully. But like, the Newcastle fans were all busting on coaches and then dumped directly into the ground.
Yeah,
and then they
in
bust
the
them out
bubble.
afterwards. So
we're in a fucking bubble, man.
yeah, and the thing was, it was on the telly, so I don't think anybody was bothered about coming through from Newcastle on their own, under their own steam, to try and cause trouble because they wanted to watch the match. So it just went off. But it was dead weird because it looked like a derby match and it sounded like a derby match. But the thing was, it was a 300 million quid team versus a 10 million quid team, and it just all the derby matches we play against them, they're all in the league, and there's a kind of equality of sorts, depending on how well each team are doing at the time. But this was just men against boys. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it mainly for the atmosphere because I thought it was just amazing. And I was telling my son, he was watching it with me, and I said, this is what football used to be like. I mean, I'm not saying every game was like that. It was like, it really came across the atmosphere on the TV. And I was like, it was sort of a reminder of how much atmospheres at all grounds had declined. Because there was a real rawness to it. There was such a noise emanating throughout the game through the TV. And I don't know, I didn't think it was a very good game. There was it was quite good in the first half because there was quite a lot of needle and challenges going in to get the crowd going. That was exciting. But it was just more about the fucking experience of seeing it. There was something old-fashioned about the atmosphere of it, which I thought was the best thing
like
as a TV
week.
viewer and a neutral watching it. Although I wasn't really a neutral because I wanted Sunderland to win.
Thanks.
But,
I recorded it because I saw that Roy Keane was doing the punditry, so I thought that might be worth watching back afterwards. So I'll have a look and see how it came across on the screen.
Yeah, but probably it won't seem anything like being there. You'll probably think it sounds quiet. But the thing is, even games with good atmospheres, the telly shaves a bit off of that. Do you know what I mean? Even ones with immense... So, I would say the TV coverage reduces what an atmosphere, the noise of a stadium by a good, 25% at least. And so to you, it might not sound much, but if you're used to watching football on TV and it always sounds dull and all you can hear is the boring commentators, this was really good. Funnily enough, not nearly the same, but yesterday West Ham played Bristol City in the Cup and I didn't go. But I did watch it on a stream, a dodgy stream. By the way, watching on those streams is the amount of, I'm sorry to be prudish, but the amount of what I would regard as hardcore pornography that just fucking jumps up at you when you're trying to just... Unbelievable. I'm getting so old and grumpy because I was the thing is, luckily my son wasn't watching it with me because he was busy doing homework. But I was like, I'm glad I'm not fucking watching this with my 12-year-old son because I'm sitting here watching a game on my laptop and then all of a sudden, without fucking warning, there's this sort of anime characters of a massive big cock going in and out of a fanny. And I'm trying to watch fucking West Ham Bristol City in the third round of the Cup, mate. And it's like, I was literally infuriated. I was like, for fuck's sake. My wife was like, what? And then you start trying to click it off the screen. And before you know it, there's fucking cock and fanny everywhere. And you're like, it's really... I mean, I don't think I can watch streams anymore because that is just... You're not, like...
They've spoiled it. They've spoiled the illegal viewing of football matches. Yeah,
Cox and Fanny, it's too much. I'm sure when streams first started, the most you'd get a buxom woman and it would say bored housewives in your area and you'd see a big pair of knockers, maybe not even nipples, and sometimes you'd think that's nice. Yeah. Sometimes you'd think, oh God, get out of the way, and sometimes you think, oh, that's nice, but that's enough now, I'm watching the football. But this stuff it's gone too far. I'm not having it. But anyway, the atmosphere, wasn't nearly the same as Newcastle, Sunderland, and the atmosphere at the London Stadium was almost always poor. but occasionally it's good. Fucking hell, though, the Bristol City fans, unbelievable. Even on the box, they fucking turned up in there. Fucking, I don't know how many thousand were there, but it sounded like a lot. And they were probably the best fans we've had at the London Stadium, like certainly in the last year. Unbelievable.
Because it matters to them.
I'm thinking I might go to the replay in Bristol, actually. It might be a laugh.
It might be. I think that thing about all the hardcore porn and that arriving on your screen, it's probably the algorithm, because Bristol City, of course, is rhyming slang
Bristol Cities,
for titties.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why that was. But
my brother Theo, he loves to say, I don't know if he made it up himself or no, he's probably heard it somewhere, but at Christmas he's always doing this one. Keep your mince pies off of my Bristols. Right. And weirdly, his daughter, who's about 21, got him a T-shirt for Christmas that just said, keep your mince pies off of my Bristols.
Brilliant. Yeah, that's about it, I reckon. We did say that on Friday's episode we were going to pre-agree our 2024 strategies and protocols.
We'll do that on Friday.
Before Christmas. We'll do that on Friday.
And also on Friday, the reason we're knocking off a little bit early from recording today is that I've got my full health MOT, which I'm doing for a feature in the paper. It's happening this afternoon. The various blood tests, perhaps they'll be cupping my balls and examining my testes, and I'm pretty certain they'll be putting a finger up my bum hole. So rest assured, listener, there will be content come Friday. Yeah.
Good.
Unless they find something awful. If they go, look, basically, mate, you're dying, then that'll be a different sort of content. But I'm sure we'll find the laughs. Yeah,
we'll do it because you get attention from that kind of thing. You can monetize that.
Yeah,
if you've got serious illness.
I'll take a really sad photo of myself, and then I'll set up a GoFundMe double quick.
If you can try to look for the humour in the situation, and it'll be a different sort of kind of coverage of it, and
then I'll try and run an ultra marathon.
Yeah, inexplicably.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, predictions. I got 2, you got 1, results book got 1. Fucking pointless.
Stalemate.
There you go. So we'll be back throughout the week with all the usual stuff, and thank you very much for listening, and goodbye.
Goodbye.